Yeah, bro. Like I said, Reggie Miller is pretty much the first Steph Curry.
Yeah, pretty much.
Without Reggie Miller,
without the rings.
Yeah, without the ring, the ring. But before you walk, you gotta crawl.
That's right.
And are we recording?
I think so. I think.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah,
man. So first episode of the podcast. I'm Ryan Rodriguez. That's Keith Allen.
That's right. That's me, Keith Allen. That's
me. We think we're calling it the Appeal Sandwich Podcast. But it's kind of a beta and testing title. We'll see what happens. Keep it or not, it's all good. You gotta do everything, work it out.
Gotta roll the punches, man. The punches. All right. Speaking of punches, you see the Deontay Wilder fight?
I did, man. That fight was crazy. Probably the best. I mean, I guess you're supposed to say it's the best heavyweight fight of all time. It was good. I watched it on my phone.
Yeah.
I watched it on my phone, and then I switched over to, once I realized how good the fight was going to be, I switched over to my laptop. Yeah. I was like, oh, this is like an amazing. I thought it was going to be maybe like, a quick fight, and then all of a sudden it was a great fight. So I was watching it the whole time. It's like, wow, this is.
Yeah.
But then the one thing I'll tell you this. Mm-hmm. The interesting part about that is like these dudes. I think Tyson Fury came in at 277 pounds, and then whatever Deontay Wilder was. But I like UFC, and there's a lot different tactics you can use other than your fist. But we're pretty much just getting excited about concussions. Like we're like, yeah, hell yeah, he's getting fucking fucked up in the head, CTE all day.
Right.
And that's all. We're super excited about someone getting concussed.
Mm-hmm.
I find
future Alzheimer's and shit.
Yeah, there's still it's still a sweet science to it, and you can't just box anybody. If you're a good street fighter, you try to box somebody, you probably get fucked up. Yeah. But because it's sweet science and there's footwork and everything, but for the most part, since Deontay Wilder don't got a jab and Tyson Fury's not really known for his knockout power, we're watching people get punched in the head. Mm-hmm. I'm all for it though.
Yeah, me too. I love boxing. That's one of my favorite sports. Actually, it is probably my favorite sport, boxing. I just love it, man. I love it. I thought it was gonna be like a clinch fest, and there was gonna be a couple of shots, and everybody's gonna be wrestling and shit. But they box, and they did their thing.
Well, he had good strategy. I'm gonna come in heavy, and I'm gonna put my body on him, because if that thing that costume he had was weighing on him, and he wore it all day, that's like a true thing that he wore it before the entrance in the second fight, and then that's what got him tired with, okay, I'm gonna gain extra 50 pounds, and every time I have time to clinch, I'm just gonna weigh on you. And you can see this, you can see how fresh Wilder was in the first 2 rounds, and then I think he dropped Fury in the 4th for the 3rd. But he was gassed. He was gassed pretty early.
Yeah, and I was surprised to see him gas that early. And I was like, y'all got 12 rounds. This is not a 10-round bout. You know what I'm saying? You typically would see that in like a 10-round bout, but it's 12 rounds and you gassed out 5th round. Like, you gotta at least give me a strong 6-7 before you start being on. He was like, oh man, you gotta just do some endurance training, some cardio or something. I don't know.
What's my slogan? My one-word response was, fatigue makes the strongest man weak.
Oh, I like that. Who's that? Freud?
I said it. I don't know. I took it. I said it here.
Oh, all right. Okay. Quote. Drop a quote. You're gonna get that copyrighted trademark.
What are we doing?
Oh man, shit. I'm trying to just maintain, man. I'm trying to maintain and build, man. Some structure.
Can I pay some bills? Cash and
Hey, that's right. I'm trying to pay these bills for these kids, man. Shit,
yeah.
I'm trying to just do it, man. I gotta dig in. You gotta dig in, man. I find it.
Why are we like? Why are we? The craziest thing is, like, I feel like sometimes you gotta have this delusional confidence.
Yeah.
To be successful in entertainment, but so then it goes to like some introspective shit of like, why are we the ones that are going to be worthy of other people's time? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, what do we have to offer? Who the fuck are we? to be telling people, listen to us, watch what we do.
Oh man, we have an interesting perspective, man. But we also have a strong sense of integrity while keeping an open mind. You know, and I think that's a fine balance. You know, having having an opinion and land on your truth or whatever you feel is correct per se to you, but also being willing to kind of expand that horizon of what you already know. You know, and then we always come with something different. We don't sit on the same old. I feel we always expanding. Our evolution has been, a story that needs to be told, and through the midst of us rambling and giving our explanation on what we think about this and what we say about that, the development of our process is what will, generate those eyes, those listeners. We're not so spectacular that like we're just a one of a kind union, you know what I'm saying? Like we're just
speak for yourself.
This thing that we're just one of a kind, it's like, but we see you told my point. I was about to bring it home, Not to say that we're just one, but we also are relatable. Our stories ring true to a lot of people that, our age that, share these same kind of visions, these same kind of values and principles, like we're not just so far gone where we can't be related to. Like our stories ring true to a lot of people that, can just relate and be like, damn, I've been there, I've seen that, and just have the ability to overcome while watching us try to overcome some of these obstacles that everybody else is going through. What about you?
I'm the shit.
There you have it. and can you elaborate on being the shit? Like what is your take on being the shit? What does being the shit mean to you?
I just think that we as a tandem we're dope. Mm-hmm. And then I do like a shrug.
Mm-hmm. And that's it.
And then it's like hopefully you keep watching.
Yeah.
And tuning in.
And dope is.
What are we gonna do with this though? Where are we taking this? You know what I mean?
Dope
like
is.
Are we political? Are we?
I'm telling you where we're gonna take this. We're gonna take this over here. We're gonna take it over there. We're gonna take it behind me. We're gonna take it in front of me. We're gonna take it everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna cross different kind of plateaus. It's gonna cross seas and galaxies, and we're gonna take it internally. We're gonna take it externally. It's gonna go everywhere. It's not gonna even be a roller coaster ride. There's nothing that I can compare this to. It's not going to be a roller coaster. It's not going to be a whirlwind. It's going to be something that you've never seen before. It's a cluster of greatness. Just being great. Yeah. All this is about being great. At the end of the day, it's about being great. Like just being, no matter what the fuck it is. It could be the greatest at walking. We want to be great at whatever the fuck we want to be great at. And watch us be great. And hopefully you can be great too.
It's gonna be interesting journey because there's so much I don't know about the analytics in the back end, and I'm gonna be curious to find out like how many people actually listen to, let's say this is an hour and a half or whatever. Mm-hmm. How many people actually like? I listen to podcasts. I listen to the whole thing ish for the most part. When I'm doing work or I'm taking a dookie, if I'm in the car, driving somewhere and I don't feel like listening to music, I was listening to pop on a podcast. So I'll be interested to see, what's the demographic of people that listen to a whole podcast, and is that even relevant? And then I already know like short clips, people usually tend to watch the 4 or 5 minute clips. So I'm gonna be always thinking in my mind like, okay, that was some dope shit XCal said right now, and we need to clip that, or if I say something that's sick, we got to clip that because I know that might be where our bread and butter is. Mm-hmm. But it's going to be cool to kind of see as it grows, where do people's attention kind of get captured at, and then the why, why, like,
yeah,
why and what do people find interesting? Because I think we already talked about how we're going to do this, we're kind of spitballing, and then potentially probably have short clips where we talk about mainstream shit that we hear about like Deontay Wilder stuff. Like, that could be a mainstream short clip where it's like, I watched it. It was cool.
Yeah.
Not my focus in life.
Mm.
But we can do a short clip where we're all into it. You know what I mean? And acting like we know boxing through and through. Like, yeah, he came in at 277. He was weighing on him, and Deontay Wilder had that right hand, and he was trying to get him. So the finesse of growing the channel is gonna be fun.
Yeah, and seeing who's watching and why are they watching. Cause we may run across things that we talk about where we'd be like, that was just okay, but come to find out that was our most viewed one, and then we got to pick that apart. So like the journey of it, and then the figuring out is going to be really interesting to see. Like, how and why this is happening. The whole social construct of it is going to be it's going to be dope. But we're going to be the best at it. Yeah, right. You're darn too. And I say this time next year, I'm in the top 10. Top 10.
Top 10.
Top 10. Yeah.
I'm not
gonna be too delusional, but I'm gonna be delusional.
Yeah.
Top 10.
Yeah, that's a good goal.
Yeah, because it's bound to be there. It's bound to be there. And you know what I'm saying? We got shit, man. We're just fucking dope, man. We're dope, man. That's what we gotta do, man. Yeah. Checking your lineup.
Oh no, because I told you earlier that you're leading the show, so I'm kind of like doing this until you bring up the next topic.
Oh, so the next topic will be well, I really wanted to kind of talk about what keeps you going when you set out to, for example, like when you set out to do outside of the money aspect of it. Okay. Well, no. Let's not talk about it, because money is a driving factor. Because I know when I get paid to do a project, like I'll do it. Like it's minimal bullshitness that's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? And what I want to talk about is how do you diminish the bullshit, or keep on track with tasks that you're really not getting paid for, but it's something that you have to do as a project, or there's a task that you've created. How do you keep yourself on task? What are some of the things that you do for in order to get that project done, and also to keep working on it and keep on building it? What are some of those key factors or things that you put into play?
Focus is tough, dude. Focus is really tough. I'm a naturally unfocused dude. I always have, a bunch of ideas. I'll hit you up with a bunch of ideas. I'll follow through on none of those ideas. And that's just how my mind is. But, on the things that I do get done, usually what helps me is lately working out. I've been working out a lot and just trying to gain some weight because I'm a hard gainer. And, I noticed definitely I'm getting more stuff done just because I'm feeling better, feeling good, eating right. So all that's good stuff. But if you don't want to do all that, fuck it. Get your mind right. And you point, how many fingers is pointing 3? I don't know why they say point 4 and 1 at you. It's really you're pointing 3. Really pointing 3 back and it's 2 this way, right? Mm-hmm. So when you point 3 back and 2 this way, you're still pointing a majority amount of fingers back at you. See what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you can't blame anybody else for your problems other than most of the time yourself. So a lot of times we are the ones that are fucking up. We're not setting aside the right amount of time. I know it's tough for you with kids and shit, and it's tough for me just because I give myself such a big fucking plate of things I need to be doing. And trying, like yesterday I was listening to something, it was like, just get 5 things done. Write the 5 things you want to do tomorrow, and don't start on number 2 until you've done number 1. And always try to change up. Until you find what works for you. Talk to people, talk to me, talk to your wife, talk to whoever. Because I feel like, I'll have a conversation with you. I'll have a conversation with Marlon. I'll have a conversation with anybody. I don't know, someone in the circle, in the clique, with my girl, whatever. And just that, if we're, I guess it has to be kind of about what we're talking about, though, more about entrepreneurship. So it has to be someone that's really kind of with that language. But if I'm talking with someone about that type of stuff, I definitely, when we're done talking, I feel more motivated. I feel more engaged to get it done.
Yeah, I feel the same way, especially when me and you have a conversation. I have like a string of like this pushing motivation where it's like these string of days where I'm just knocking shit out, and that just kind of just dwindles down sometimes. But I noticed that too, when, especially talking to you, talking to another one of my homies. Just the back and forth, the ideas. This is what I'm doing, this is what you're doing, and it's just seeing the quality of work in someone else and seeing their journey. It just kind of it gives you a little some gas. It's like going filling your car. It's, you gotta get that gas and keep on going. It's definitely fuel to it. I try to stay on task. Someone was telling me to actually get like checklists, because like physically write down checklists. I like to do a lot of my shit in my head. Well, I think that's where I fuck up, because I also be forgetting shit too. So somebody said something about checklists. The act of actually checking something off task. It's like it does like a dopamine thing. It's something like serotonin and dopamine. It like gives you the boost of like, well, I want to check something else off. It's like just like the thing when you're scrolling through like Instagram and shit. You're getting dopamine, and when you clicking shit and you liking shit, it's like it's that same kind of release comes from when you checking shit off on a checklist. And I've still yet to do it. I think someone told me like a couple of weeks ago about the shit. I still yet to do it, but I'm getting there. We can't all be perfect. But yeah.
How much do you sabotage yourself at any given month?
Sabotage as far as what? Like with the.
You have goals. You have little tasks you want to get done, but
like
you don't do them.
Compromises,
laziness, a lack of accountability, a refusal to kind of put yourself in a bad light, because we want to say things like, I tried my best, or I did what I could. Things happened, and these terminologies don't do shit for us in terms of getting what we needed to get done.
Right,
it just creates a fail safe for us to feel better that we didn't do what we were supposed to do.
Yeah, or it makes you feel worse and just makes you not really want to do shit. It's like,
I'm asking.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm telling you. But yeah, how much times I sabotage myself? I would say realistically about 3 times a week. Realistically, you know what I'm saying? Like there'll be times where I consciously, and there might be some times where I subconsciously sabotage myself, but I know consciously I will be like, oh, I'll do that shit tomorrow. Oh, I can do this next week. Or I really don't gotta get this done today. Or I really don't gotta get this done right now. Oh, I gotta do this other than doing that. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of deviating myself, or finding an excuse, or finding another task that may be a lot more easier than doing the hard one. I find myself doing a lot of that. Like, man, like I know I got these 3 things to do, and I only got today to do them, or I may have this week to do them. I know I will put off one of those 3 things.
Yeah.
And I know I also sometimes I pick the hardest thing to do, but a lot of times I would say 6, 7 times out of 10, maybe 7 times out of 10, I'll pick the easiest one first over the hard one. I'm like, well, I'll do the hard one later. Let me knock these easy ones out, and this just so I can have that fulfillment to say I got something done. I do that a lot. Like I'd be like, shit, if I could just like I know it's not this easy, but this is just for example. I made the bed today. I did some shit. You know what I'm saying? I will do some move like that where I'll be like, oh, I wrote this email. I checked up on this, and I did it. That's it. Knowing that I also have to go on the back end and check and make sure this content is uploaded, and make sure the renewal date on this set of service is going to be renewed on time. Knowing I got to do those other 2 tasks, I'll just be like, okay, I send the email, I'll do that shit later. Sabotage. Now, I'm not a master at it, but I'm a dabbler. How about you?
Yeah. Fucking man, fucking I think I'm married to sabotage. I do a lot better though, because I think I'm so man, I fucking criticize the shit out of myself to a point of probably super unhealthy levels. And now I'm at the point where it's like, man, I remember I read something that Kendrick Lamar would look in the mirror every day, and I don't know if he did it, if he still does it or whatever, but he would say, I love you to the mirror, like I love you. And you know, I definitely do stuff like that where it's like, hey man, I'm your fan, like I'm your fucking fan. You know what I mean? Like I'm a big fan of you, just to me.
So you do self affirmations.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Because even like when I'm hooping, hooping is such a mental thing, and it's like I'll be out hooping, and if the energies are off, or if I'm getting tired or whatever, I can start just being off, and not just off, but way off. But I notice when I'm in a super good mood, I had a great day, and I go hoop, and ain't nothing really bothering me, and everyone else is coming to the court with their problems, right, and their life shit, and some are getting mad about dumb shit, some are getting, you know, upset and anxious and pissed. I'll just be la-di-da-da, just doing my thing. Win or lose, I really want to be upset because I'm having a good game, you know. And then even if, you know, it's just such a mindset to it. It's such a mindset of just being positive to yourself.
Especially playing a team sport. That's
team sport, but in life too. Yeah. You know, in anything that you do, you really got to start with you and being positive to yourself. Even if you are a lazy piece of shit, you kind of have to, you know, I guess in my state, like I'll be lazy, but I know I'm lazy. So maybe the fail safe to that is like, well, since you're criticizing yourself for being lazy, your fail safe is, you know what you're doing wrong.
The first step is acceptance.
Yeah. So I think the fail safe, I think I'm making a breakthrough. I think the fail safe is knowing that I know that I go through spats of being lazy, that then, but because I'm conscious enough to be like, oh yeah, you're being lazy as fuck right now. But because I do that to myself, it's almost like, oh, okay, since I got you, now I'll go back to being lazy. Because I already told myself I was doing something wrong. Right. You know what I mean? As opposed to correcting it. Yeah. It's like, no, you tell yourself that's bad. You know what I mean? All right, I've been reprimanded. Now I can keep going back, and you know what I mean? Yeah. You gotta be really positive to yourself. And I think that while you're saying the checklist stuff is important, I got a notebook, haven't wrote a damn thing in it. Haven't wrote a damn thing in this thing. I promise you, this is an empty notebook.
I got one too, but mine it's not empty, but it's a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I was actually gonna get that one. I did that Dollar Tree, but because I'm left-handed, I like to write. When I start writing in this, the day I start writing, I'm gonna start from this page, because you know, when you're left to right, and I always hit these like little metal things, so I'm gonna start from behind, and well, actually, that'll give me the same problem. I'll start this way. You know what I mean? Boom.
And right outward.
Yeah, outward, so I don't really hit the binder.
Yeah.
But writing things down is it will unlock something. I don't know what it's gonna unlock.
It's something, because I hear it everywhere. Everything I watch, any piece of like motivational self-character building kind of thing that's gonna help you do good in life. Everyone always mentions right now. You know, my problem right now is I never go back and look at it. Or when I do go back and look at it, I'm like, what the fuck is this? What was I thinking at this time, you know? Yeah. Like I can go back at pages of this and be like, is this a rap or is this an idea?
It's also important to bask in your unknowingness. I hear so much when I'm talking to another entrepreneur or someone that I've marked as an entrepreneur because they're talking that talk. But it's always like, I know. It's like, Dan, you know how to do video editing, you know how to do Photoshop, you know how to do audio engineer, you know how to do website, you know everything, you just know every fucking thing. You know what I mean? But somehow none of it has been created. Like, so it's fine not to know. Yeah. And it's fine to kind of talk about the beginning stages, kind of like, we're at the beginning of this podcast. There's so much I don't know in terms of if we're gonna build this thing, because we've tried. This is not the first podcast we've done. We've tried multiple times.
And we've actually tried and succeeded at one point in life.
Yeah,
I would call it C without the D. We succeed.
Yeah, we suck. We sucked.
pretty much.
This podcast is like a one of those like shows that like has like the before and then many years later they meet again at top of mountain, or maybe like back at bottom of mountain because they never climbed.
Right.
Oh, you're still here. Yeah,
like a mudslide.
And you know, we've done this over and over again. So it's important to make light and have a good time with your unknowingness, and not just like I know everything, because you're only, what do you get from that? You might feel a fake sense of all rightness with that, but you're not going anywhere. So you know what you know, and know what you don't know. Know where you can add value, and ask questions, and you know, spitball with somebody, but also find the people, or do your research, or just not even any of that. Just go through the fire. Sometimes you got to go through the fire. Fail. I think that's my biggest problem. I hate going through the fire, because that learning process is embarrassing. It's not crisp. It's not like
refined. It's ugly.
You know, it's dribbling with your offhand.
Yeah.
You know, you're so good with your dominant hand dribbling. When you try to dribble your offhand, it just looks stupid. It's like you never hooped before in your life. But you keep working on it, you work on it. Now you get as close as possible to your dominant hand. That's what we're doing right now. We're dribbling with our offhand. Welcome to the podcast. The Offhand Dribble Podcast.
That's it.
What's up? We changed the title.
Yeah, I find it like it's like accustomed to like you ever had to start a lawnmower, like one of them old lawnmowers that to pull the shit. And most of the time it doesn't start on that first pull. Sometimes it don't start on the second. Sometimes it don't start on the third. But each and every time you pull that motherfucker, it hurts. It hurts your soul that it didn't start. You're like, oh, you give it y'all, and that motherfucker, blah, 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 blah. You be like, oh my God, all right, I know I got to try it again. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh fuck. And then you be like, all right, this third one gonna be the one. Like I got it, because I can feel the crank. And you give it your all, and you be like, oh yeah. And you be like, oh, what the fuck? And you thought you gave it your all. But if you try one more time, that motherfucker start up. But you never know. Each and every time you try something, and when it doesn't work, it hurts. It hurts. It's painful. It's painful each time, you know. But you learn, and you just gotta try again. Because once it starts, once that bad boy start, it's on until you turn it off. But the thing is getting it started up. Is the hardest. It's the hardest thing to do. I find it the hardest thing to do to start. Once things are started up, and you keep it going, man. If you got the choice, all you have to do is choose to keep it on. Just don't turn it off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Momentum is key. You know, there's times where I'll go through a couple of months of great momentum, and then I'll just lose it, and I don't know what happened. Cause you know, just life is crazy like that, where you know everything's clicking, and then family stuff happens, girlfriend shit happens. You know, holidays happen. All of a sudden you find yourself going to like 10 people's birthdays and weddings and stuff like that, and just takes you out your mojo. You know, bills gotta get paid. So you know, you're trying to work on passion projects, but you still gotta, you know, keep a roof over your head. You got people depending on you. You know, momentum is key, dude. And I think momentum, keeping it going, staying positive, you're writing it down. These are all just kind of the soup. And it's not, I feel like it's not something that we don't know.
Right. It's just it's practicing it. It's doing
it. Which is funny about the sabotage, because it's not like we are like, oh, write things down. Oh, I've never heard that before. We probably heard this for years, all our lives.
Yeah.
But that's the funny thing about sabotage, is because you can know better and not do better. And that's the interesting part. Like what is that? What has gone on in our lives? You know, that you can know better and not do better.
Yeah.
And you know, what is that? Is that a social economical thing where, you know, your tax bracket is only so many zeros, and in some way, form, or fashion, if you look at the circle of your friends, if you look at people you grew up with, you know, some people have, you know, climbed it, but not on some like rocket ship type shit. And we're all kind of just gravitating around each other. And is there like a sabotage that's like, you know, yeah, you could get up there, but come on, bro, this is your orbit right here. This is your orbit.
Why do you want, like why do you're good here? You're kind of good here. Like, why do you want to go there? Like, you got to do all this to get there when you could just, you know, kind of just hang here. It's chill here. It's chill. I think we find ourselves just kind of being chill. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can you know speak for myself and just say that I find myself at my current state of life where I just kind of feel just like, just okay, I'm okay here. But I don't, it's not that I really enjoy here. It's the idea and it's me. You know what I'm saying? It's myself that's like, you know, my body. It's saying like, everything's good here. Because, you know, we have like the fight or flight, and we're all about survival. Like, we're survivors. Human nature is to survive. You know what I'm saying? When the human body finds itself where it's like, you're safe, everything's good, then it doesn't want to put out, it doesn't want to exert that extra energy to put out when it doesn't necessarily need to. And so everything's good here. So it's like, I think kind of finding a way to like break out of that orbit. It's like landing on a fucking planet, right? Where you had the ability to get to this planet, right? You had this trajectory to get there. So say you left Earth, right? You had all the fucking gas, all the energy to break orbit and get to this new planet. You land on this new planet. The new planet is amazing. It's amazing. It has pretty much everything you need to survive. And it's new, it's fresh, and it's everything just okay. And then you're like, okay, this planet, okay, I'm pretty much seen and done everything in this planet, and it you know, it's okay. I want a little more. Not that everything's not good here. It's good here, but I want to check out this planet right here, right? I want to check out how they're living right there, because, you know, I eventually want to be there. So you try to go use that same girth, that same strength, and that same energy that took you from Earth to this new planet to get to the third planet. So when you try to get out of there, you find out that the gravity there is so much heavier than it was on Earth. It's so much more gravity on that planet that the same amount of energy it took you to get off Earth, you're gonna have to apply a lot more energy to get off this planet to get to the next one. And then when you be like, okay, like, dang, I done gave it my all, I guess this is how far I go. And you just come back down. You just succumb to that gravity that's keeping you on that planet. Even not knowing that all you have to do is try a little harder and you can break it. But who will want to try that hard if you're already comfortable there? So I think it's about leaving the comfort zone, getting out of that chill state, that relaxation mode where it's just like, okay, everything is good. Why? You know, I get my clients here and there. I get these projects done. I'm making enough money to keep this place. I'm able to eat every day. I got a car, roof over my head. You know, I got my girl. Everything's good and everything's dandy. Why do more? You know what I'm saying? When the things I'm doing right now is already enough. I think it's just finding out, and really not even just finding out, but really ask yourself, how bad do you want to change? How bad do you really want to take it to the next level? How bad do you really want it? You know what I'm saying? Did you just want it just so you could get to this place of comfortability? Did you want it so bad? You only wanted it so bad just so you could get to a level of chill to the way you are now, or everything's okay. You know, what's your reason why taking it to the next level is why you want to take it there? You know, is it for your livelihood? Is it so you can maintain, or is it for something else?
Yeah. I think I talked to a lot of people that feel the way we feel. You know, and I think with this show, not that this is gonna be a topic every time, but I think we definitely kind of always revolve around something like this, and people love that shit, and the people that don't care, because this ain't for you. This is the stuff that I'm interested in, you're interested in. I think a lot of people, you know, want to talk about or feel the same way, and just kind of want to, oh, y'all feel like that too?
Yeah.
And to go through that process, and you know, it's fun. It's fun to grow, and the one thing I was always like about, like, oh, I want this shit to be the best. I want to have the best cameras, the best mics, the best this, the best that, boom mic. I want the audio to be perfect. I want to have a pop filter. editor, whatever. Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll get there.
Right.
The best thing about the shows that I've watched on different channels, like you actually enjoy to see the growing process. You like to go to see the oldest video, to see when they were using like a flip phone to now when everything's edited perfectly and crisp, and to kind of see that process, like, oh, okay, it was at a different stage before and they took it to another level. And I think a lot of people want things to be out the box, you know, at that high level, and they don't want to go through, just like me, or maybe it's not even, you don't want to share publicly the growing pains. You know what I mean? You don't want to share publicly your L's. You don't want to share publicly, you know, things not being perfect. And you know, I guess perfect can also be just a hidden reference for like a fear of success, a fear of failure, or whatever. There's so many intertwining, so much inception of the mind that's happening when you're trying to, you know, build something for yourself, be the name on the check that's being paid to you. And it's not, I don't really feel like it's taught in schools to be your own boss. You're kind of taught to recite and copy, duplicate, go be employee, go be productive for another company.
The typical roadmap, the life roadmap.
The life roadmap. And when you're trying to build for your own, you know, I think when you're young, when I was a lot younger when we were doing this, it was just like the sky was the limit. I didn't know any better.
Didn't know any better. There was no comparison. There was nothing to be like, okay, this is how it's done. It was just like, we were just doing it.
There was no life experience. There was no years of like nothing happening on a grand level. It was just like, oh, okay, you know, I'm 16. This is about to be popping.
Yeah.
Right. And I actually think it's a lot harder now, because you have to not only go through the fire, but now you have to go through the mental of like, what if it doesn't work? What if it doesn't pop off? You know, does that matter? You know, is there a value to just talking to my best friend for an episodic whatever, and gaining my own personal you know, value out of that, and still I'm still, you know, doing a lot of projects on my own outside of this podcast, right? That I'm not doing publicly or whatever. I share later or whatever. Hey man, you know, just because I'm talking about not being fearful or whatever doesn't mean I'm not fearful. You know what I mean?
Right.
I still got a bunch of things that I'm like, man, I want to share this, but it might suck. You know what I mean? And you're like, I'm confident in the fact that one day I'm be super confident about everything that I'm doing. And also there's arts that I respect so much that, you know, I don't want to pop and be like, this is what I'm doing now if I'm not the shit at it. Or some level of good, right? Because then it's like you're just trying to be clout chasing, and I don't like that either. So many layers, so many levels. There's no black and white. It's gray area. The Gray Area Podcast. That's what we're calling this now. We've changed it. It was Appeal Sandwich. Then we changed it Off Dribble. Now it's the Gray Area Podcast.
See, you never know where it's gonna go.
You know, not to confuse with that gray movie, whatever, they're fucking each other in the movies, but the Gray Area Podcast, because life is layered, man. The Onion Peeler Podcast, because life is layers. We're changing it to the Onion Peeler Podcast because life is layered, and that's what we want you to know.
That's right. It's definitely layers. And like you said, not to say that we are productive. We might be talking about times that we feel like we might
get off this. We might log off this show and be completely full of shit.
Completely fucking full of shit. Like I'm not gonna even save. I'm not gonna even save it. I'm gonna be so unproductive that when I get off this call, I'm not gonna bother to save it.
But
yeah, man, shit.
You know,
yeah. And I
think that transparency is important. There's so many fucking people that give you that read one book and they give you the I know everything spiel, and it's never real life to me. It never feels genuine. It never feels human. It always feels like robotic speech that I need to talk like this or else other people won't perceive me as successful. I need to talk like, because I read this, the 5 principles of whatever. I need to talk like this or else other people won't perceive me as. And I'm here to tell you, fuck all that. Let's grow together. You know what I mean? Let me share where I'm at right now and watch me get to where I'm going to go to later. Boom. And when you get to where you're going, guess what? It's not this way. It's this way. Then you're back down. Then you're up a little bit. Then you're back down again. That's just a journey. And you got to be cool with that. You can't always be down on yourself. You can't always say, man, I made 5 steps forward, but my habits didn't continue. Now I went 2 steps back. Oh, I suck. Oh, man, I suck. Let me go back to just fucking sucking like I was, man. Oh, man. No, you got to be cool. You got to really be. You really, no one else is gonna be a fan of you but you. You know what I mean? Maybe your mom, maybe your mama likes your ugly ass. I don't know. But other than that, you gotta be a fan of yourself. No one else will believe in you like you will. If you believe in you, man, and you're able to be transparent with it, it's off limits. It's off limits. But you know, it's the process, bro.
And accept your dirt. You know what I'm saying? Like fucking 75%, I would say to me, 75% of this shit is dirt. It's dirt. It's you going through the dirt. You going through the thick of it. You know what I'm saying? But we go through the 75% dirt for the shiniest fucking quarter. You know what I'm saying? It's the most shiniest fucking quarter. That 25%, the most shiniest shit. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of it, and I think a lot of it, people don't show that the downtime, the shiniest motherfucking one of those. That's what you work for. You 75% grit and grind for the shiniest motherfucking quarter. And a lot of people don't show that the hardships or the battles and shit like that. They'll talk about it, but it's coming from a perspective of like you're supposed to one day get to this point where everything is just great all the time. And that's the flash. It's the flash of it. Like, oh, if you do these steps, you'll feel like this all the time. Like, but it's not like that. No. Like it's gonna be some times where you're just like, fuck, like I don't want to do this no more, or I don't feel like I can do it, or it's too much, you know. But you're able to do it, and then some of the things you do may not always be top notch shit, but at least you did it. At least you did it, and to not be so hard on ourselves. And I think we've come to a point where it may seem like we talk down on ourselves and hard on ourselves, but we come to a point to embrace that part of us, to embrace that portion of us that's like conscious of our fuck ups and conscious of the fact that we know we're gonna fail a couple of times before we get it right, you know. And it takes time. That just experience going through the ups and downs to know where you can get to a point where you can kind of self-criticize. You know, at the beginning stage, the self-criticism can tear you down and stop you from doing a lot of things, and especially too much of it. But self-criticism can also be a good thing, you know, and just getting you to a point where you can recognize, okay, this is where I fucked up, and I'm full of shit here this time, and let's just try to be better next time, and just going at it and building up, and not being afraid of the bad stuff, not being afraid of the stuff that's not necessarily 100%, but that's not the most quality of work that you could possibly do. Just know bettering yourself and knowing that you're human. Like we fucking human. You know, there will never be a time like I don't care how successful or how much I do. You know, I can have it all and be like I accomplished everything in my life, but I can guarantee you, once I have everything that I want, that there'll be days where I feel like I don't have it. There'll be days where I feel like, oh, what's next? Or, you know, why? Because it's always going to be, that's just how life handles us. You know, we got to just understand that, you know, there's going to be those times. But
yeah, fulfillment. Life fulfillment is very important. Like I don't want to get twisted. This is not about money. Yeah. You know, it's about money, but it's not about money. We got to pay bills. We want great things. We want nice things. Everyone wants those things. But for me personally, this is a fulfillment. This is a part of my life where it's like, man, I have an opportunity to do something dope with my bro and to do it consistently. Man, that word consistent, man, fuck that word consistent. Motherfuck you. Yeah. And consistent. I beef it with you, bro. I'm coming for you, dog. I'm coming for you, bro.
Right.
Consistency.
Hey, it's like he's like the Mike Tyson punch out. He's like the boss.
Man,
gotta get ready.
Consistency, man. You fucking little bitch. Fucking bitch, man.
We coming through. You better get ready.
But it's about being consistent and fulfilling yourself with whatever you're trying. If you want to go paint, man, go paint. If you want to go play guitar and learn guitar and you don't have nowhere to play, go find somewhere, man. Go do that shit. It's not always about, making money, even though it is, because we got to pay them bills. But shout out to Cash Nasty. But it's also so much about just knowing that other than the things you need to do in life, you do the things for your soul. The shit that is just you're trying to share with the world, express with the world. And leave some type of legacy that was like where people could appreciate you in a different type of light, where they can say, oh, okay, I understood that, or I'm going through something similar. I see what they did. Now I'm inspired. So many people from the Fury Wilder fight were like, I'm inspired. I saw the heart that Wilder put up. He was out on his feet for at least 4 or 5 rounds and just kept going. Heart of a fucking warrior to put on a spectacle. And so many people left that day probably like, hey, tomorrow I'm going for a run. Tomorrow I'm gonna go work out. I'm gonna go to failure. I'm not gonna stop. So many people probably left there starting the next day a whole new chapter in life. And they're gonna look back on that day and be like, man, when I saw that fucking fight, that shit made me want to lose 50 pounds, or that shit made me want to start, to go after, because that's some straight warrior shit that I got to witness. And in a way, I want to do things in life that inspire people, that can show somebody who's going through it, hey, bro, it's all good. We are human beings. We go through shit. We can make light of it. We don't have to be all moping around, self-loathing. We can figure this shit out. And you can still mope. Moping's all right. Moping's good. Go mope. Mope with the lights on. Who gives a fuck? But eventually, let's come around. Let's get this shit together. You worth it. Tell your shit. Tell yourself all that shit, cause it's true. But you can't. There's a point where like you're loving yourself and it's fake and it's like all like I don't know, like inspirational speaker talk. And then it comes a point where it's like, oh, I see what you meant. You know what I mean? When you really start to understand yourself. There's a point like, oh, I get it. Yeah, I am the shit. I'm dope as fuck. Okay, cool. Let's put the work in. So layers, man. What's up? Shiny Quarter Podcast. We changed the title again.
There you
go. You gotta go through the dirt. You gotta go through this dirt. You know what I mean? The dirt. And then you get the shiny quarter.
Shiny fucking quarter. That's it, man. Shit, man. This is it right here. This is it. This is what we do. This is what we do.
The 7 Title Podcast.
That's right.
Made by.
This is the first one.
The first one. That thing like
never been done before.
Yeah. Appeal Sandwich, fucking Shiny Quarter Podcast, the Onion Peeler Podcast.
Hold on one second. My daughter called me. Hold on. Hello? Yeah, what's up? You're not feeling good. What's wrong? You cut your finger. Ask them, can you I'm gonna come up there and pick you up. Just ask them you gotta go home. Okay. I gotta pick my daughter up.
This was a great episode.
It was a great episode. And then you see like shit like that happens, daughter's sick at work. She gets at work, but she's sick, but that's life. That's life. You gotta do what you gotta do. Hey, but man, still do what you gotta do to be you, to be your best you, because you are the great you and you are extra great, like us. We're a little doper. We're a little doper. We got a little more dope.
Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. But yeah, that shit was dope.